Hi everyone, it's Rachel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a little Christmas cat inside a box of decorations using polymer clay. So let's get started. We are going to begin by creating the decoration box. So here I have some black clay, and I'm going to use this for the middle of my box so that I'm not using up all of the color that I'm going to be using on the outside. So I flattened this clay down and then I cut it with my blade into a cube, the size that I wanted my decoration box to be. Next up, I'm taking this ecru colored clay and I'm rolling this on my work surface and then placing my black cube on top so that I can easily measure and cut the clay to size. I then rolled out some more of my ecru colored clay for the sides of the box, and again I'm using the little black cube to help me measure it all out and trim it to the size that I need. Once my clay had been wrapped around the whole thing, I then used my needle tool to blend out any joins. Next, we're going to move on to creating the cat. So start off by taking the color that you would like your cat to be. I'm using white polymer clay for mine, and roll a piece of clay into a cone for the body. You then want to trim off the pointed end and attach this into your box right in the center. Before I added the head, I positioned in a piece of wire, and this is going to make my figurine stronger so that the cat's head stays in place. To create the ears, you want to shape a diamond with your cat colored clay and then place a smaller pink diamond on top of that. Cut this in half and you should end up with 2 even sized triangles for the ears, which you can then blend onto the head. Moving on to the face, I created 2 indents where I wanted the eyes to go, and then I added in 2 balls of black clay. I attached on 2 small U-shapes of black clay in the center for the mouth, as well as also adding a little nose. I then also positioned on 2 black pieces of clay on either side of the face for the whiskers. I then wanted to give my cat a little innocent kind of expression to make it look like he knows he's done the wrong thing by jumping in the box of decorations. So here I'm just adding some little eyebrows as well. Finally, for the cat, you can roll a long teardrop and attach this inside the box for the cat's tail. Now moving on to the Christmas lights, take some black polymer clay and roll a long thin coil out on your work surface. You can then begin by attaching this to your figurine so it looks like it's coming out of the decoration box, and then begin wrapping it around and over top of your cat's head. You can do this part however you like and make it look as messy or as neat as you want, depending on the look that you're going for. Moving on to the lights, create some coils of the colors that you're going to be using. I'm using red, yellow, green, and blue for my Christmas lights. You then want to use your blade to trim off some even-sized sections, which you can then go ahead and roll into balls. Once you have done that, it's then time to go ahead and place the Christmas lights onto the figurine. I then took this vanilla colored clay and I'm going to be using this as the little label on the front of the box. So I rolled it down and then I trimmed it to size before then positioning it on the front. To finish off the box, we are going to be adding the parts of the lid which have been opened up. So all I did was take some more of my ecru colored clay, which I originally used for the box, and I trimmed it into some little rectangles, which I then attached on all 4 sides. I made sure to trim some of the clay off on an angle, so that way these little flaps would be angled down. Once that was done, I then went back to the cat and I added some little tiny white paws sticking out of the front, and then I also added on some extra Christmas lights over the paws as well. Once you are happy with your design, you can then go ahead and bake it in your oven according to your package's instructions. After baking, I took some black acrylic paint and I used this to paint on the little light label using a needle tool so that it was nice and thin. I was originally going to write the word decorations, but I realized it was too long, so I just went for lights instead. Finally, I took some of my UV resin and used it as a glaze to help seal in the acrylic paint and also make everything nice and shiny. So here is what the Christmas box cat looks like once it's completely finished. I really hope that you enjoyed learning how to make this Christmassy design, which of course could also be changed up around any time of the year with other items in the box as well. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more crafty videos. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.